If your feet burn at night, if your toes feel numb when you wake up, or if you've ever looked down and felt like your feet don't fully belong to you anymore, this is something you cannot ignore. Most people think neuropathy appears suddenly, but the truth is far more dangerous. It develops quietly over time, starting with small signals that are easy to dismiss. A little tingling, a slight numbness, a strange sensation that comes and goes. By the time the burning becomes constant, the nerves have already been struggling for years. And here's the part that should concern you. The advice most people follow is often the wrong advice. Walk more, stretch more, push through it. That sounds helpful, but for irritated nerves, it can actually make things worse. Instead of healing, the damage slowly increases. And because the progression is gradual, most people don't realize what's happening until it becomes difficult to reverse. Today, we're changing that. I'm going to show you targeted movements used by specialists to restore blood flow, reactivate nerve signaling, and reduce irritation safely. These are not random exercises. They are specific, controlled, and designed to work with your body, not against it. Before we get into the exercises, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your feet. Your nerves rely on two critical things: blood flow and communication. When circulation slows and signals weaken, the nerves begin to shut down, not all at once, but gradually. This is why neuropathy feels inconsistent at first. Some days are better, some worse. The nerves in your toes are the farthest from your heart. That makes them the most vulnerable when circulation declines. They are also the smallest, which means they are the first to lose function. When this happens, the brain receives less accurate information. That's why balance feels off and sensations feel strange. But here's the key point: this process is not fixed. The body has the ability to improve circulation and restore signaling, but only if you activate the system correctly. Random movement doesn't do that. Targeted activation does. Let's start with the first movement most people skip because it looks too simple: toe yoga. This exercise is not about flexibility. It's about reactivating communication between your brain and your feet. Inside your foot are tiny muscles controlled by small motor nerves. These muscles help maintain circulation and sensory feedback. When those nerves weaken, the muscles stop responding, they become inactive. And when that happens, circulation drops even further. It becomes a cycle: less movement leads to less blood flow, which leads to more nerve decline. Toe yoga breaks that cycle. By isolating and controlling individual toe movements, you rebuild that connection. It may feel difficult at first, and that's actually a good sign. It means the system is waking up again. Now let's go deeper into what toe yoga is actually doing inside your body. Every time you lift and control your toes, you are sending signals from your brain down through weakened nerve pathways. These signals may feel slow or inconsistent at first, but repetition strengthens them. Over time, the pathway becomes clearer and more efficient. At the same time, those small muscles in your foot begin to contract again. This contraction is important because it creates a pumping effect. Blood is pushed through tiny vessels that normally remain underused in neuropathy. Fresh oxygen reaches nerve endings that have been deprived for years. This is why many people feel tingling or warmth during the exercise. It's not discomfort, it's activation. The system is turning back on, and the more consistently you perform this movement, the stronger that response becomes. Once you've reactivated the communication system, the next step is to strengthen it. This is where towel scrunches come in. Unlike toe yoga, which focuses on control, towel scrunches add resistance, and that resistance is what forces the muscles to work harder. When you grip the towel with your toes, you engage the deep muscles of your foot. These muscles support your arch and help stabilize your movements. More importantly, they compress the small blood vessels in your foot. This compression pushes stagnant blood out and pulls fresh blood in. Over time, this repeated action improves circulation at a deeper level. It strengthens the muscles and supports the nerves at the same time. This is how you begin to reverse the cycle of decline. As you continue with towel scrunches, something important begins to change beneath the surface. The muscles in your feet, which may have been inactive for years, start to regain strength. This is not just about movement, it's about restoring function. When these muscles contract properly, they support the tiny blood vessels that feed your nerves, and when those vessels receive consistent pressure and release, circulation improves in a way that random walking simply cannot achieve. At the same time, your brain begins to receive clearer feedback from your feet. That strange, disconnected feeling slowly starts to fade. Balance improves, even if only slightly at first. You may notice that your steps feel more stable or that the ground feels more present beneath you. These are small changes, but they are powerful indicators that your nervous system is responding. What most people don't realize is that neuropathy is not just a nerve problem, it's a communication problem. And every time you perform these movements correctly, you are rebuilding that communication. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. Small, controlled repetitions done daily create lasting change, while occasional effort does very little. Now we move to one of the most overlooked areas in neuropathy recovery, the ankle. Most people think of the ankle as just a joint that helps you walk, but in reality, it plays a much bigger role. It acts as a gateway for circulation. Every major blood vessel supplying your foot passes through this narrow area, and after 60, this gateway begins to stiffen. When ankle mobility decreases, two problems occur at the same time. First, the calf muscles lose their ability to pump blood efficiently. This leads to pooling in the lower leg, increasing pressure and reducing oxygen delivery to your nerves. Second, your walking pattern changes without you realizing it. Your body compensates for the stiffness, and that compensation places extra stress on the nerve pathways. Over time, this constant pressure makes symptoms worse. Burning increases, numbness spreads, and movement becomes less stable. This is why restoring ankle mobility is not optional, it's essential. And the exercise that does this most effectively is wall ankle dorsiflexion. When you perform wall ankle dorsiflexion correctly, you are doing much more than stretching your calf. You are restoring a movement pattern that directly affects circulation. As you lean forward and allow your ankle to bend, the tissues in your lower leg begin to release. Tight muscles lengthen and restricted pathways begin to open. This creates space for blood to flow more freely. It also reduces mechanical pressure on the nerves running through your lower leg. Over time, this reduces irritation and improves overall function. The key is to move slowly and maintain control. This is not about forcing a stretch, it's about guiding your body back to its natural range. As your ankle mobility improves, your walking pattern begins to correct itself. Each step becomes smoother, more efficient, and less stressful on your nerves. This is how a simple movement can create a ripple effect throughout your entire lower body. With improved mobility and circulation, we now shift to something most people have never been taught: nerve gliding. This concept surprises many because they assume nerves are fixed structures. In reality, nerves are designed to move. They slide and adjust with every motion you make. When this movement becomes restricted, the nerve begins to experience tension. It doesn't stretch like a muscle, it gets irritated. This irritation is what creates the burning, tingling, and sharp sensations associated with neuropathy. A nerve glide restores that natural movement. By coordinating your leg and head movements, you create a gentle sliding action along the nerve pathway. This reduces tension and allows the nerve to function more normally. At first, nerve gliding may feel unfamiliar or even slightly uncomfortable. That's because the pathway has been restricted for a long time, but with consistent practice, the movement becomes smoother. The nerve begins to move more freely, and symptoms start to decrease. You may notice that the burning sensation becomes less intense or that tingling occurs less frequently. These are signs that the nerve is no longer under constant stress. It's regaining its ability to function properly. The key here is patience. This is not a quick fix, it's a gradual process, but it is one of the most effective ways to address the root cause of nerve irritation. Now we move to the most functional and important movement in this entire system, the sit to stand. This is something you already do every day, but most people do it incorrectly, and that mistake limits its effectiveness. When done properly, this movement activates multiple systems at once. Your muscles engage, your nerves communicate, and your balance system adjusts in real time. It's one of the most demanding coordination tasks your body performs. For someone with neuropathy, this movement becomes even more important. It trains the exact skills needed to maintain independent strength, balance, and coordination. As you perform the sit to stand slowly and with control, your body is forced to work as a unit. Your feet send signals to your brain, your muscles respond, and your balance system adjusts. This coordination is what neuropathy disrupts. By practicing this movement, you are rebuilding that coordination. You are teaching your body how to move safely again. Over time, this reduces the risk of falls and improves confidence in your movements. The most important part of this exercise is the lowering phase. When you sit down slowly, your muscles remain engaged, and your nerves continue to communicate. This creates a stronger training effect than simply standing up. It forces your body to control movement under load, which is exactly what daily life requires. This is where real improvement happens. As you continue practicing, you'll notice small changes. Standing becomes easier. Balance improves. Movements feel more controlled. These changes may seem minor, but they are signs of progress. Your nervous system is adapting. It's becoming more efficient and responsive, and that improvement carries over into everything you do. Consistency is what turns these small improvements into lasting results. Performing these exercises daily creates a routine your body can rely on. Over time, this routine becomes a foundation for better movement and reduced symptoms. Skipping days slows progress, while consistency accelerates it. This is why simple, repeatable actions are more effective than complex routines. As your circulation improves, your nerves receive more oxygen and nutrients. This supports healing and reduces irritation. Symptoms like burning and tingling begin to decrease. This is not A coincidence? It's the result of restoring the systems your body depends on. Over time, your feet begin to feel more connected, the numbness fades slightly, and sensations become clearer. This improves your awareness of movement and helps prevent injuries. It also increases confidence, allowing you to move more freely without fear. The combination of these exercises creates a complete system. Each movement builds on the previous one, creating a chain of improvements. Together, they address circulation, mobility, nerve function, and coordination. This is why they are so effective when performed consistently. Many people are told that neuropathy cannot be improved, but what they are not told is that the body still has the ability to adapt. With the right approach, you can support that adaptation and improve your quality of life. Your body is not working against you, it's waiting for the right signals. These exercises provide those signals. They restore movement, improve circulation, and reactivate nerve function. The choice is simple: continue ignoring the signs or take control and begin the process of improvement today, because the sooner you act, the better your outcome will be.